Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'm So Mahmoud, your host for today as usual. Welcome back again to the Waqf Legacy Podcast, second episode. This is a platform where we invite inspiring minds who are working towards shaping the future of the Waqf legacy in Africa, and especially shaping the development of Africa. As you all know, last time we had the pleasure to invite here the general manager of Sonoko Waqf, who is Mr. Mamadou Bombi Balde, and we had an inspiring session. And today we have also the privilege to take it to the next level. And today we are blessed to host a man whose dedication, academic strength, and service to his community speak louder than any introduction. A man who represents Awqaf Africa with excellence. He's a scholar, he's a researcher, an educator, and a community leader. He's a true example of hard work, humility, and impact. Ladies and gentlemen, today we have the privilege of having on board Mr. Abdulwakil Hassen Omer. How are you, Mr. Abdulwakil Hassen Omer?
I'm fine, alhamdulillah.
Mashallah, it's good to have you and welcome to Malaysia. Now let's get to know who is Mr. Abdulwakil Hassen Omer. Mr. Abdulwakil has 2 master's degrees, one in educational psychology from Bahir Dar University, and the other one teaching English as a foreign language from Asosa University. And also he has a diploma in teaching Arabic for non-native speakers from Ain Shams University in Egypt. He has also served as assistant professor of educational psychology at Asosa University since 2015. He is the founding president of Bertha Educators Development Association, a member of 2 international professional bodies, the World Climate Change and IFSO, which means International Federation for Surgery of Obesity and Metabolic Disorders. And today he continues his academic journey as a PhD scholar in psychology at Lincoln University College, Malaysia. And most importantly, he is the country supervisor of Awqaf Africa, Ethiopia, serving with passion and integrity. How are you today, Mr. Abdulwakil?
Alhamdulillah, I'm very fine.
Mashallah, it's good to have you here on board. Now let's start, Mr. Abdulwakil. You know, how all the story started. One day you were just scrolling towards your Facebook and LinkedIn, and you noticed this post of country supervisors recruitment. And tell me how the story towards Awqaf Africa started.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you for having me here. I'm very grateful. So the story with Awqaf Africa began in 2023. I think I saw it on Facebook. Says volunteers.
Mm-hmm.
So I applied. I love to volunteer. So I applied, and after 2 months or around 1 month, I have been notified as I have been selected as a volunteer to serve Awqaf Africa.
Okay, that's good, Mr. Abdulwakil. But can you please take us the time you applied, how the interview session went through, and the day you received your email notifying you that you have been chosen to be the country supervisor of Awqaf Africa, Ethiopia, and noting that you are the first country supervisor of Awqaf Africa, meaning like it's going to be remembered that Mr. Abdulwakil Hassen Omer has been the first servant as country supervisor of Awqaf Africa. Can you please take us through that step?
Yeah, when I saw the post on Facebook, I applied. I filled the form, Google form online. Then after some few weeks, I have been notified that I have been selected for an interview.
Okay.
I have been interviewed. After interview, we have received official letter, appointment letter on April 5, 2024. Since then, we are. I'm working on Awqaf Africa as a country supervisor for Ethiopia, and I have been engaging since then with Awqaf Africa actively.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm continuing to pursue working with Awqaf Africa because of its mission. It has the mission of empowering the youth, uplifting the life of community through different initiatives. So I like always to volunteer.
No.
Yeah, that's the mission behind Awqaf Africa inspired me to join the inspiring team.
Wow, that's great to hear, Mr. Abdulwakil. But the thing I want to ask you is that, for example, working with other organizations as a volunteer, you are remunerated, you are paid, and you have a lot of privileges and all this. But when it comes to Awqaf Africa, it's quite different. It's a voluntary position. You are not paid, but you serve your community. You give impact back to your community. But, what keeps you going? Because this is your second term being with Awqaf Africa. Why do you still want to be with this mission?
Yeah, thank you. What inspired me to still engage with Awqaf Africa is because, as I've said earlier, because of its great mission of transforming the life of the community.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't have to expect to be paid for all jobs.
Yeah.
There are some jobs which need your sacrifice, which need your voluntary.
Mm-hmm.
So the mission, I know that Awqaf Africa is a non-profit organization, so I don't have to expect to be paid to transform the life of my people.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why. So I like to volunteer. I expect the reward from Allah. That's why I'm still, working with Awqaf Africa without payment. That's.
MashaAllah, that's great, and we ask that may Allah reward you also for what you are doing, because as I mentioned, you've been serving with your level best, with excellence and whatever you can do. But let's go back to the history of Awqaf Africa. When Awqaf Africa was launched, you became a supervisor. For more than 1 year, you were behind the screen, chatting on WhatsApp, having online meetings every month and all this. But one time you came in Malaysia here for your PhD research and all this, and you informed us you are around. But Mr. Abdulwakil, how did you feel the first time meeting the executives of Awqaf Africa after 1 year you've been following them behind the screen? How was it, the feeling, seeing them lively and physically?
Yeah, the feeling was very good because before I met you physically, we used to know each other through social media platforms like Zoom meeting and so on. So after we met and we held discussion on how to transform and how to work actively in Awqaf Africa, it added another energy to me.
Wow.
To work with full energy and full capacity. Yeah.
That's great. Now, Mr. Abdulwakil, we can be having like a child of 5 to 7 years or 10 years listening to us. Can you, as a lecturer, simplify in simple terms what Waqaf means for you?
Yeah, for me, Waqaf means is endowment. It can be given in the cause of charity. So you give you give something for the benefit of public, benefit of people. For example, building schools, building healthcare, or hospitals to serve the public. So Waqaf is just donating something, charity. It can also not only property but also financial Waqaf is there. So donating the wealth or the property for the benefit of the large public. So as I've said, like building schools, hospitals, mosques, and anything which benefit the society, including clean water. Yeah, that's so. Waqaf is just continuing, charity, just like Sadaqatun Jariyah.
No.
So it continues to serve people when you are alive and after your death, it continues to serve the large public or the community.
Mashallah, that's great. I think in simple terms, for all those who are following us and listening to us can understand what is Waqaf in simple terms. Now, Mr. Abdulwakil, let's dive into Awqaf Africa's responsibility. As a country supervisor of Awqaf Africa, Ethiopia, since you've received the privilege to work with us and as a country supervisor, can you tell us some of the things you've been able to achieve in Ethiopia as a country supervisor?
So since I have received official appointment as country supervisor of Awqaf Africa in Ethiopia, I have tried my best to explain to the people about what Awqaf Africa is and what Awqaf Africa is inspiring to do in the short term, long term period. So I have also tried to get Awqaf Africa registered in Ethiopia, but still it's not succeeded because civil society organization or civil society registration organization is not accepting new application for NGOs or for CSO. That's why. But still, I am communicating them when it's commenced. We'll get Awqaf Africa registered in our country, inshallah.
Inshallah, one day and soon we will be having Awqaf Africa Ethiopia. You'll be having your office and everything. And hopefully you'll be coming to Ethiopia and you'll be welcoming us over there at your office, inshallah. Okay, now let's go to your journey, Mr. Abdulwakil. In the introduction, you know, you are someone who has a lot of roles. You are a lecturer, you are a volunteer, you are in a lot of organizations, you also have your family and all this. How do you balance all these things? How do you ensure that because at Awqaf Africa, we see you are very active in the WhatsApp group. Whenever there's something, you are always there to serve, while you also have other tasks. How do you balance this?
So when it comes to different roles that I'm undertaking currently, I just program my schedule or time.
Okay.
So I dedicate some part of my time for volunteers, for example, for Awqaf Africa and for the World Climate Change Committee that I'm a member of, and other member as well. I dedicate some part of my time for that, and I dedicate time for my professional work as well, and I allocate time for my family as well. So that's the way how I'm dealing with all those things.
Yeah, mashallah, this is great to hear from our country supervisor. Like, he has a lot of roles, but what he does is like making a fixed schedule. He has his own schedule, he organizes his timing, and this is how he always achieves whatever he has to do. Now, Mr. Abdulwakil, let's talk about your journey in Awqaf Africa. You've been the supervisor of Awqaf Africa Ethiopia for 2 years. Can you tell us, working with Awqaf Africa, how has it really changed your life? How has it really changed your mindset, your way of working? Because right now we are represented in 34 African nations, and as a country supervisor, you meet also supervisors from Senegal, Madagascar, Kenya, Rwanda, and all this. How did it change your way of working?
Well, when it comes with Awqaf Africa, I benefited a lot. Instead of benefiting Awqaf Africa, I'm the one who benefited from it because it has created platform for experience sharing, for the sharing best practices with more than 33 country supervisors. And we have been given different trainings. So I'm the one who benefited more from being part of Awqaf Africa. As a country supervisor, I benefited. I've learned many things. I have learned what's going on and how Waqf is being run in different countries, and I've gained different skills and knowledge through different platforms that has been created or arranged by Awqaf Africa to us.
Mashallah, that's great to hear. Mr. Abdulwakil is telling us that being like part of Awqaf Africa, he has benefited a lot, and rather than benefiting his community, he has rather benefited a lot from Awqaf Africa. And Alhamdulillah, this is what we always love to hear, and the benefit, the knowledge, and the experience you've gained from us, this is what you are going to give back to your community, and it's also going to help them a lot. Now, Mr. Abdulwakil, let's talk about your 12 weeks training from Dr. Imran. As we all know, like Dr. Imran is a public figure, and he's a motivational coach, and he's also very involved in Waqf organizations, humanitarians, giving back to society. And you were the luckiest supervisors. I can't say luckiest because let me use the word hardworking, because we chose you based on your activeness and hard work. And you were part of those who were lucky to have the training with him, because as you know that this is someone who charges people more than 2,000 USD to attend his training. Tell us a little bit, how was your training, 12 weeks training with Dr. Imran Chonora?
Yeah, first of all, I'm very grateful and thankful for being part of that training. The training actually, it's inexpressive, no words to express how I benefited from the training.
But you have to express. I know it's difficult to express, but please try to express.
Yeah, we have been given 12 weeks training by Dr. Imran Chonora from South Africa, and that training changed my life in a great way. So I've learned about leadership, different types of leadership, servant leadership, transactional leadership, and many other leadership styles there. So servant leadership align with serving the people. Serving the people. When you are servant, you don't expect from people. You are serving them, okay? You don't expect payment or any other reward from them. Rather, you dedicate your time to serve the people. And we have also learned about, as a leader, one has to build his character, or has to focus on building his character, not his reputation. So if a person builds his character, his reputation will come. So the focus should be on character building as a leader, how to deal with people, not on your reputation. So if you focus on building reputation, you are going to lose your character. You are going to lose your reputation if you don't have the right character. So we have been given different type of leadership training. So leadership is all about influencing people, nothing less or nothing more. So we have learned a lot. So I'm very thankful for that.
Yeah. Do you have any one word or two sentences to say to Dr. Imran?
So indeed, I'm very grateful for him. May Allah increase his knowledge and make him
someone
to serve
who will
people
give back
who dedicate his knowledge in the cause of Ummah.
No. Mashallah, that's great. I think Dr. Imran Chonora will be very happy to hear this. I was also lucky to meet him at the Global Muslim Content Summit. I mean, he's very humble, very active, and always ready to learn. Imagine at his age, he's already having PhD. But wherever there's knowledge, he's always there to learn. I mean, it really taught me a lot personally.
Another, shall I add something? Yeah, he taught us that a person has to be always ready to learn. As a leader, you need to be ready to learn. You have to have growth mindset. Growth mindset means always ready to learn. But if as a leader, a person has to be ready to learn new things, to engage in, personal improvements. You have to work tirelessly in
Wow.
improving yourself, updating yourself. So you don't need to be fixed. So that's what I've learned from Dr. Imran Chunara. Yeah.
Mashallah, this is great to hear. Okay, now, Mr. Abdulwakil, we've talked a lot about Awqaf Africa. We talk about your journey. We talk about the leadership training you attended. Now, let's talk about Ethiopia. Now, can you tell us what is the level of awareness in Ethiopia when it comes to Awqaf?
Yeah, generally speaking, the level of awareness regarding Awqaf or Waqf in general in Ethiopia is low. So it need, many work. So a lot of work is expected from me and from others to raise the awareness level of people regarding Waqf and Awqaf Africa in general. So few people have knowledge about Waqf. So we are expected to do, a lot in creating awareness or raising the awareness level of people towards understanding what Waqf means. So once people have understood about Waqf, they dedicate their wealth for the cause of others. So they allocate their wealth toward this building schools, building hospitals, or any other that benefit people in general.
Okay, that's great. This is great to hear. Now, Mr. Abdulwakil, I want us to do like a little bit of comparison. You've been here in Malaysia for a while, and I know that you've been able to visit or learn from the Waqf structure that are here. Like we have PPZ, we have Waqf Selangor, we have Lembaga, Zakat, Keda, and all this. There are a lot. Okay, now, for example, the system they use here, most of the people pay their zakat, and through this zakat collection, they can help the poor, they can build schools, they can build hospitals, and all these type of things. Let's go to Ethiopia. Like, what are some of the plans you have on board? For example, there is a system in Malaysia which is already working. There is no need for you to create a new system. You can just use the system which is working here, you adapt it to your country because you also have your own culture, your people have different mindset and all this. Like learning from the success story of Malaysia when it comes to the Waqf system, how are you going to implement it in Ethiopia?
So here in Malaysia I have visited and seen many things with regard to Waqf and Awqaf in general. So there is good awareness and there is good best practices here when it comes to Waqf. So I'm going to drive or adopt that best practice and implement it in my country. So in the near future, I'm planning to, create the so-called Dewan Zakat, House of Zakat,
Mashallah.
where people, give or collect their zakat there. So to serve people, poor people or economically disadvantaged people. So I love our Waqf. Why? Because it aligns with humanity. It aligns with serving people, compassion. Okay, having mercy to people. So I like it too much. So we need to work in it, and it also align with some goals of United Nations.
No.
For example, there is Universal Declaration of Human Rights. People has the right to learn. So those people or children who are marginalized from the school, who are excluded from the school, who are out of school because of financial issues, through Waqf, we can build a school or we can make a school accessible to them. So I like the goal of Waqf because it aligns with humanity as well as with human United Nations goal, which is the right to learn education for all. So it's a means of social responsibility. So it's just like social responsibilities. So as a Muslim or as you need to serve, you have some obligations or social responsibilities. Helping your neighbor, helping the community is part of the responsibility of Muslim. So I like it very much.
Okay, that's great to hear from you, Mr. Abdulwakil. Okay, now what is the plans of the country supervisor of Ethiopia, Mr. Abdulwakil? What are some of the plans you have for Ethiopia when it comes to Waqf in the year 2026? What are some of the little plans you are planning to put on board?
Okay, well, among my top plans for 2026 is that getting Awqaf Africa formally registered in Ethiopia. This will be my first plan. Second plan, connecting with authorities, especially Islamic Affairs authorities, to work towards zakat and waqf. So creating public awareness, teaching people, raising their awareness, and creating a platform where people dedicate their wealth for the serving people. So those are, and training, youth training.
Okay.
Training is also another plan for the 2026. I'm going to train youth, to train people, raise their awareness through Awqaf Africa.
Okay, that's great, Mr. Abdulwakil. Okay, now let's touch to the part where you are expert or a pro. You are a lecturer, you are a researcher. For example, when it comes to the terms of teaching, training people related to this, do you have any plans related to that in the way of Waqf?
Sure, I have a plan to train people, especially using Awqaf Africa. I am a teacher or a researcher. I facilitate people or professionals, including me, to offer training for the community, for the youth, for the women's. So I'm planning to do, we can easily, conduct training without, budget.
Okay.
So training is the most important plan for the 2026. So I can conduct it by myself, and I coordinate with other professionals to offer training for the community.
Yeah, I think this is very great and incredible. Okay, now, Mr. Abdulwakil, let's talk about this. Here in Malaysia through the Al-Bukhari Foundation, and I'm really grateful for what they did because, they are the ones sponsoring our studies, and they are really doing a lot for the community. And, the founder of Al-Bukhari International University, like Mr. Saeed Bukhari, when he was young, from the story I read, he couldn't complete his studies. But he decided that when Allah will give him wealth, he's going to sponsor young people around the world because he doesn't care about your nationality, where you come from, your religion, and all these type of things. He just wants to give back to society, to underprivileged people. And imagine on campus we have up to 63 nationalities. People like me, I wasn't having hope to come and study in Malaysia, but the Al-Bukhari Foundation gave me this hope. And that is why I'm ready until the last breath to give back and to fight for this system to be implemented in Africa. What do you have to say? Because we know in Ethiopia also, there are a lot of wealthy people. They have the money, they have the means, they have the links, the connection, and all these type of things. What message do you have to them looking at the system of Al-Bukhari Foundation here? What do you have to say to them?
So my message to them is that to dedicate their wells in the cause of benefiting people, especially sponsoring someone to learn or building schools or health is very important. So they must or they should, dedicate or allocate their wells in doing good things. Just like sadaqatun jariyah, it will be sadaqatun jariyah for them. So first, if you help people, you feel, satisfied mentally. You gain mental satisfaction. So my message to them is just to join hand and spend their wealth in a good deeds like that of Al-Bukhari, establishing schools, universities, or anything that they afford.
Yeah, mashallah. I just want to thank once more again our founder, Sayyid Mukhtar Al-Bukhari, for what he is doing. And we pray that may Allah bless his wealth, his family, give him long life, because what he did to me, and I know a lot of people who are at Al-Bukhari International University, it means a lot, because some of my plans were going to do my university studies around Ghana, South Africa, and those countries. But I could never imagine that I can get like this privilege to come and study in Malaysia on full scholarship. Imagine your tuition fees, everything is being paid, and you are in an environment where you have 63 nationalities. Like, you don't pay to get to know someone, The platform is there. You build your connection, you get to know people. The day I want to go to Ethiopia, I want to go to Kenya, Nigeria, and all these type of things, Afghanistan, Pakistan, I don't need to book a hotel. I just call my friends, I'm coming. I mean, they are going to finalize and arrange everything, It's really, really incredible. I just want to thank once more again the Al-Bukhari Foundation. Thank you so much. It really means a lot what you are really doing for the Ummah. Now, Mr. Abdulwakil, let's talk about Africa. There is this president of the United States of America who said that do not ask your country what your country can do for you, but rather ask yourself what you can contribute for your country. The time when we were studying back at Al-Bukhari International University, it was time to do thesis and all this. I didn't choose to go with something just to get marks. I decided to go with something that I'm going to contribute for my country, the Ummah at large. And that is why I decided to make this research and write this Waqaf contribution, improving transparency in Guinean Waqaf NGOs, a comparative study of website features to boost donor trust. And this is the contribution to the Ummah. Without the Al-Bukhari Foundation, I wouldn't be able to write this. And I hope that this is also going to benefit in creating awareness in Ethiopia when it comes to Waqaf, and so that in Ethiopia you can use this model also to improve the Waqaf system. And you are the first country supervisor who is going to read this.
Thank you so much for your kindness.
Thank you so much, Mr. Abdulwakil. This is my contribution. And now let's talk about Africa.
Okay.
As you all know, mostly in Africa, when people do things and when something starts, people always say that it's a slogan, or they are just making us to dream and all these type of things. As someone who has been experienced, you've lived with a lot of people, you get to know people around the world and all this. You've been with Awqaf Africa, it's almost 3 years now. And our slogan, we are the hope for Africa. Can you please tell us, do you believe that this is going to come true, or is just like what the politicians do in Africa is just a slogan?
No, it's not a slogan. It's beyond that.
Inshallah.
Together we are going to make it come true.
No.
So Awqaf Africa undoubtedly is the hope for Africa, because from the mission and a vision it has, one can understand this goal is going to come true with the help of Allah. So it's not simply a slogan.
Yeah.
Rather, it's something that can be realized, transforming the life of Africa in general, African community. So this is a noble, idea, and I'm sure that it come true. It will be realized. So despite the challenge that we are facing currently, so we can realize it. So it can be realized. So this is a great hope. And the slogan also, I love this slogan, because the hope for Africa.
Yeah.
So Africa expects much from us.
No.
As you have said earlier, one of the American president said, ask yourself what you did to your country, but don't ask your country what it did for you.
Yeah.
So
That's right.
we need to ask ourselves, what should I contribute to my community, or to my country, or to my continent, or to the world in general? But don't expect your country to contribute something to you. So you are the one who contribute to your country. So this slogan can be, realized.
Inshallah. Please, let's join hands. I alone and Mr. Abdulwakil, we cannot do much. But when we all Africans, we come together, we can make this a reality, the hope for Africa. It's not a dream, it's not a slogan. We have to work hands in hands and make it happen, inshallah. Now, Mr. Abdulwakil, let's talk about the country supervisors also. You as a country supervisor, meeting other country supervisors from other countries, Guinea, Comoros, Malawi, Senegal, Djibouti, and all this. And you also see like the energy they also have, the love they have giving back to their community and society. What does it tell you? Does it tell you that, oh, it means that Mr. Abdulwakil should work harder also to make things happen in his community? And what does it tell you also? Like these people are really pushing forward also to make Waqf system happen in their community. On your own perspective, what does it tell you?
Well, in my perspective, through all those connections we had with different country supervisors or country supervisor of different countries, I've learned that Africa has great potential. Has youth and young people who are dedicated to change Africa. So I've learned a lot from them, and I've learned that much is expected of me to contribute to my community and to Africa in general. So through the connections, I've learned a lot of things. I've learned new experiences, best practice of each country's supervisor. And I've realized that if we work together, if we join hands together, we can transform the life of Africa and the life of our community and ourselves in general. So I have learned a lot when it comes to having connection or discussion with country supervisors. So I'm very grateful for that. Africa also has great potential, has young people that can realize its mission.
Okay, that's great to hear, Mr. Abdulwakil. Now, Mr. Abdulwakil, I want us to talk about this. You are the founding president of Berta Educators Development Association. Can you tell us a little bit about this association, how it started, and what is the success story of this?
So, Berta Educator Development Association started in 2018 by a group of university lecturers, and luckily I was selected as president of the association. So the association started in 2018 18, and we managed to provide help for students who are marginalized from the school. We provide educational materials or equipments.
If I understand, sorry to cut you, Mr. Abdulwakil, it means you were doing Waqf without knowing it's Waqf.
Yeah, we are doing it just for as an association dedicated to help people. So this is in another expression, it's Waqf.
Wow,
so we used to contribute money,
Wow.
contribute on a monthly basis. We used to contribute money, collect money from people, and use that money to buy a exercise books, pen, and give it to those who cannot, to those children who cannot afford to, buy exercise book. We used to buy bags and uniforms to the economically disadvantaged children. We managed to help, many children, around 200 children. So I'm very happy for that.
Yeah, mashallah. I think this is great. Now, Mr. Abdulwakil, let's talk about education, because I believe that one day you might be a minister of education in Ethiopia or work in the office of education and all this. But nowadays, we know that there are a lot of young people, they don't take education serious. Seeing you at your age, you already have 2 masters, and right now, alhamdulillah, you are doing your PhD. What message do you have to the young people to take their education very serious?
So my message to the young people is just to focus in education. There is currently, by the way, I'm teaching a course called, education and development. So there is no development without education, and all the development that takes place in the country is the result of education, be it human development, technological development. All those are the result of education. So education fuel, economic development. It fuel political development. It contribute for social development. Okay, so education is the gateway for all developmental aspects in the country. It contributes for economic development, it contributes for social development, it contributes for political development, and many other developments in the country. And when a country achieves its development, it also, supports education. When a country is developed, it invests back in education. It fulfills educational facilities to the learner. So young African or young people should take education seriously. They must dedicate themselves. They need to know that there is no development without education. Even for a person, personal development need, education. You need to learn to develop personally. You need to learn to develop your community or your country. So they must, dedicate their time to learning, okay?
Yeah, mashallah. I think Mr. Abdulwakil said it. There is no development without education. And I mean, this is right. Because when we take countries like the United States, Malaysia, where we are, we take Canada and all these type of things, it's because the people have been educated. And now we see that people are fighting for AI, to be the leaders when it comes to AI. It's because the people are educated. That's why they can build this type of robot. They can build this type of software and applications. And I think that those who are saying that taking education not serious, they are wrong. We really have to take education serious. It is something which is very, very important. Now, Mr. Abdulwakil, we know you are pursuing you already have your master's now, you are doing your PhD. Can you please tell us, because I know most of the things you are doing, it's for it to benefit your community and the ummah at large. The PhD you are doing right now and what you are doing right now, how is it going to benefit back your community?
So, okay, thank you. The PhD that I'm doing right now is going to benefit my people or the community and the country in different ways. First, where I will, as educated person, I'll try to respond to different problems through research or through other means, trying to solve the problem in the community, trying to, educate those who are educationally marginalized or those who are excluded from the education system. So it benefits, if I graduate, I will add something to the country, okay? Human development.
MashaAllah.
So I benefit my country in that way.
Yeah, mashallah, this is great and amazing to hear from Mr. Abdulwakil. I mean, this podcast is really incredible, and I know that it's going to benefit a lot of people. But before we come to the end, maybe Mr. Abdulwakil, what message do you have to pass to your family, your loved ones, and people watching? Because I know this podcast will be watched from your family and friends in Ethiopia. What message do you have for them? And one message for me I have is that please join Mr. Abdulwakil Hassen Omer to strengthen Awqaf Africa Ethiopia, because he cannot do it alone. Please join him and let's make Ethiopia better again. What do you have to say?
So my message to my community or my fellow Ethiopian is just to join hand to hand in order to realize the mission of Awqaf Africa, which is Awqaf Africa is the hope for Africa. So we need to work together. We need to work closely towards realizing the mission or the great mission of Awqaf Africa. And I'm very grateful for them. I need their support. We need to join hand in helping our people, okay? So we don't have to expect someone to come and change us.
Yeah.
We need to join hands and change ourselves.
Yeah, that's right. I think Mr. Abdulwakil mentioned something very important. If the people of Ethiopia doesn't change Ethiopia, who will come and change Ethiopia?
No
one. No one. I think what you said is really incredible and it's really out of knowledge. And now, Mr. Abdulwakil, we are coming to the end of the podcast. We discussed a lot, your success story, Awqaf Africa, Africa and Ethiopia at large. But before we end, there is this small game segment called Faces of Awqaf Africa, because there are people who are behind the scene. We have the president, Mr. Ibrahim Abdul Mugiz. We have the vice president, Kamal. We have Khalifa, the general secretary, who are really working very hard behind the scene. You understand? Now, I'm going to show you the face of someone, and in one sentence or two, maybe you can say something about the person. Let's start with this man.
Okay, I'm very grateful for Mr. Ibrahim Abdul Mugiz for working tirelessly towards realizing the mission of Awqaf Africa. I know how hard it is to mobilize people to work in voluntary activities. So it's very difficult. So I need to thank him for dedicating his time, dedicating effort in working at Awqaf Africa.
Yeah, nice. Now let's talk about the General Secretary of the World Zakat and Waqf Forum, Datuk Dr. Maud Ghazali. I think you've been following the monthly talk. He has been attending. You've been listening to his speech. What do you have to say about it?
Yeah, I'm very grateful to him, because he gave us a lot of lesson, lot of knowledge when it comes my awareness in Waqf. It's improved because of his lectures, continuous lectures. He's also very committed person. Given that he has many responsibilities, he dedicates our time in supporting us, in giving us lecture, in trying to create awareness and empower us. So jazakallah khair.
Now, the last message will be to your fellow supervisors. What do you have to say to them?
So to all of my fellow supervisors, I advise them, or my message is to them, to dedicate their time. Africa has no one except them or other than them. We need to work hand to hand with our community to transform our people. We don't have to, expect someone to come and change us. So Allah will not change the condition of people unless they change the condition in themselves.
Mashallah.
So we need to work hard until Awqaf Africa realize its mission or its goal. So work hard, be strong, and try to learn, improve yourself. So this is my message to them.
Mashallah, thank you so much, Mr. Abdulwakil Hassen Omer, all the way from Ethiopia. I mean, it was really great having you here, and thank you all for listening and watching the Waqf Legacy Podcast. This is the second podcast, and inshallah more are coming because we have to raise the awareness of Waqf. And as Mr. Abdulwakil mentioned, if we Africans don't change Africa, no one is going to come and change Africa. Please, let's work hands in hands and make sure that we make Africa a better place. Please join us. The hope for Africa is not a dream, it's not a slogan. It's something we can make happen. Inshallah, make sure to subscribe, make sure to share, and this is what is going to give us more power to bring more people and speakers like him. And I mean, let's discuss about Waqf and raise awareness about Waqf again. See you in the next episode. Bye bye. It was Mahmoud So and our country supervisor, Mr. Abdulwakil Hassen Omer. We are the hope for Africa.
We are the hope of Africa.